friends, welcome to Previewed, where friends don't let friends review movies alone.
I'm Adam.
And I'm Jay.
And today we're going to react, review, riff, and at the end we're going to recommend the brand new Marvel film, Eternals! So Jay, we saw this last night, by the way, opening night, I guess, which is on Thursdays now.
Sure.
Went down to the old AMC, saw it up, Kimberly was there. A great little time.
Yeah, it was fun.
We saw a late showing too at like 9:20, so the movie didn't really start until like 9:45.
Guys, I think, can we just
Which
collect...
probably was a mistake.
I'm going to be 100% honest with you.
Yeah?
I would pay $2 extra to go see a film that did not have trailers.
Yes.
We exist.
Ooh, can we do that?
We exist in a world in which I have seen all of these trailers. The marketing for films is not happening when my butt's in the seat. It is happening on my computer.
Months, if not years beforehand.
Can we
Hence the channel.
Time is of the essence now. With the 7 shows we're trying to do reactions to, and then whatever trailers come out too. I forgot about that when we were making our schedule. I was just like, oh, there might just be trailers for things, and then we're screwed.
There's going to be. Yep.
A one tiny little wayfair. Can you just start the film? Like, start it. I've already seen all these trailers. It was fun seeing Kingsman, but guys, I've seen that trailer many times.
Yeah.
Stop it. I'll give you more money to not have to do that. That's it.
Please and thank you.
Anyways, what were we talking about? Eternals!
Eternals! Hey, so no spoilers. We're going to kind of keep things general in the beginning, but we'll see how long we last before we start spoiling stuff.
Yeah.
We're going to have to. Jay, what do you think of Eternals?
Thought it was really boring.
Yeah, man, it sucked. It hurts my soul to say that because it's a Marvel movie.
And look, I tried to keep my nose out of reviews. I tried to keep my nose off of the internet as regards to how people were reacting to it. I'm gonna be 100% frank. I really wanted to like this movie. I really did. I really tried to go in with a good attitude. I had heard little grumblings about like, hey, this isn't like doing that great. There are certain things that I chose to be like, you know what? Maybe just like, let's go with fresh eyes. We don't really know this franchise this well.
Nope.
We're not really that precious about it.
Nope.
So which can be refreshing to a certain degree.
Sure, absolutely.
And it was the moment I had on my watch here. It's a calculator watch, and it has an alarm at midnight. I don't know how to turn it off. It drives Kimberly crazy. It's become a competition in our house to be when my watch is beeping at midnight to be the first person that says it's midnight. But when my watch started beeping at midnight in the theater, and I was like, oh shit, it became abundantly clear. I was like, we've been here forever. We've been here for so long. We're not even to the final action here. And it's midnight? Ugh, bummer sauce. Long of the short of it, I think the acting was incredible. I thought
sure.
The cinematography was beautiful.
I
just think from a story structure perspective, I just didn't really get to know these characters anywhere near as enough. There's no endearing feeling that I have for any of these characters after this film.
Nope.
The several characters that I did start to get like attached to, like Kumail was incredible in this movie.
Oh yeah,
he was very good.
Once we got to like modern day Kumail, it was great.
He just wasn't in the last part of this movie.
He left at the beginning of the third act.
For me, it was like, does he have scheduling problems with this movie? What's going on here? I'll phrase it thusly.
Sure.
When we were watching these trailers,
yeah,
we were having the conversation, like, where do these characters fit in this universe? After seeing this movie, that question still remains.
The question remains. Yes.
So, yeah, I was bored out of my gourd.
We were, okay, so the theater we were at, I didn't realize this, but it had the little, the seats you could adjust, and it had the little tray thingy that you could swivel.
Yeah.
I don't know if you noticed, but, like, about an hour in, it was the first time I checked my phone to see what time it was, because, like, we got to be pretty far. No, we were less than an hour into this movie. I was like, are you kidding me? We were less than an hour into this movie?
We haven't met everybody yet.
This is boring. And I just started playing with the tray. I don't know if you noticed that. I started tapping my fingers on it, adjusting the seat.
It was really starting to
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's okay,
I'm
man.
sorry.
I wasn't gonna say anything, but I was like, I know you're hating this as much as I am, but like, you need to.
Oh, you could have said something.
You need to chill.
Guys, I made many notes on my very old phone as to why, but just top line here: the movie's boring as all hell.
It's boring.
And I can't believe that a Marvel film, Phase 4 even, is so utterly devoid of life.
Yeah.
It's so mind-numbingly boring. It's so boring. I'm so enraged and sad that it's so not good.
And I think there's a lot of people that are going to make the argument that it's like, oh, it's like setting up a bunch of stuff and yada, yada, yada. And really, at the long or the short of it, that might very well be. But like, you have not made me care about these characters enough to justify the slow burn that this was. If you wanted to take your time and really have me like invest in this, it was a lot of telling and not showing in a lot of regards. Mm-hmm. They told us the relationships between people quite a bit.
Uh-huh.
And didn't, like, all of, we're still in spoilerless territory, but a lot of relationships, they would just say the thing and then we were just supposed to know it. And I was like, we haven't read any of this up until this point. I'm not 100% sure. Mm-hmm. Okay, I'm supposed to feel this way? I don't. So, how do we remedy this?
Yep. I think we should, let's just go to, like, let's do...
we got to get into spoiler territory.
Would you recommend this movie?
I guess.
Really?
In order... Look, there are some cool things that going forward, the Black Knight stuff gets me jazzed.
Really?
Yeah, it seems cool. I also just like him. There wasn't enough of him in this movie.
Nope.
At all.
Nope.
At all.
Mm-mm.
And that could be cool. But I think from a... Just so you have a frame of reference as to what they are going to... Like, what the rest of the Marvel Universe is going to look like, you should probably see it. Are you going to have fun? Is it going to feel like a little bit of homework? Probably, yeah.
Don't see this movie.
Don't see it.
Don't see it. Don't. You know what? Ghostbusters comes out in 2 weeks.
Go see that.
No Way Home as in 6. There's no reason to see this movie. Wait for it on Disney+. Seriously, don't go see this movie in the theaters.
Yeah.
It's bad. Guys, it's real bad.
And I feel...
It's bad.
And the cognitive dissonance is that I feel like a lot of preview people come here because we have a pretty positive attitude and we're pretty good hop-along dudes.
Yep.
So I tried.
Yeah.
We tried.
This brings me no joy.
No.
To say this about a Marvel film.
We're not having fun. We are not relishing dunking on this movie. We're really not.
No. It's just, it's so interesting that we are 13, 14 years into the Marvel franchise, and they have all been, for the most part, bangers, with a couple of, like, singles or doubles here. Mostly have been home runs.
I would rewatch Thor 2 100 times before I would rewatch this.
Yeah. I mean, if you want to go see a Marvel film that ties you over to No Way Home, go see Shang-Chi again.
Yeah.
Man, that movie holds up. It's still really good.
When we were walking out of the theater, I was like, man, Shang-Chi's still playing?
Yeah.
Oh, man, I wish I could have just... I will say this. I don't know if you noticed this. We had people walk out of our movie.
Oh, really? I didn't notice it.
A couple of people.
Oh.
Yeah.
I mean...
I was like, are they going to see Shang-Chi? Because I want to go, too. I was like,
I saw it again. I saw it last week with Amanda, who hadn't seen it before.
Yeah, it's so good.
It holds up. It's really good.
Yeah. All right.
Okay, so...
Spoilers!
So why this movie is boring. I took a lot of notes on my old film. We're going to break this down as to why this movie is not very good.
Just show everyone your phone, Lashy.
It's okay. It's an iPhone 6. It's a 6S. I have to get a new one, but it's still... And the TARDIS on the back is very worn down.
Oh, man.
Okay.
I keep thinking about crowd work and everyone just dunking on you for your phone, and it just fills me with such mirth.
That's good. Because you know what? This movie didn't. Right off the top, right?
Okay.
The reason I knew we were in trouble from the first frame because there's a crawl at the beginning explaining what's going to happen. That's never a good idea.
The only movie to ever pull those off, Star Wars.
Yes.
It's never happened again.
Nope.
There's one other movie that pulled that off.
Which one?
It's Pacific Rim. When they just tell you the terms.
Oh,
they're just
yes.
like, hey, these are what we call monsters. These are the robots we use to fight them. That's all you need to know.
Yeah.
Let's go.
It's very easy.
That works.
But this movie starts with a 3-paragraph crawl of just like you could be showing this to us right now and having someone narrate what's going on.
And that actually falls into I have 2 ways you make an Eternals movie work.
Okay.
We'll get into that later, but that is a large section of they gave us a lot of explanation for stuff that I actually would really have loved to have seen.
Yeah, I mean that's the weird thing about this movie. I'm going to try not to digress too far, but some really interesting concepts in this movie with the Marvel Universe in general. But like, I don't think those concepts are needed in the MCU.
No.
In the comics, sure. Let's talk about the Celestials. Let's talk about emergences. Let's talk about all these, cool things in space. In the MCU, where we're doing with a general audience and kind of like dumbing it down a little bit, just shaving off all the extraneous stuff to kind of really pare down to the good stuff.
At a certain
we don't need any of this stuff.
At a certain point, I was like, are they doing Earth X right now? Like, that happens in an alternate universe for a very specific reason, in that, like, Earth having a Celestial inside of it is an apocalyptic level event. Like, it's not a casual thing you defeat in the end of the first movie. Like, it's like this is Thanos level gigantic, and it was just, I was like, this is too grand of a scope. This is too grand of a scope.
Okay, we'll get there. That's all right, but you're right. So the next. 30 seconds later, after the crawl is gone and the first images of the film start, I also knew we were in big trouble because the film is desaturated all to hell.
Yeah.
This is really like the first Marvel film that's really been desaturated and get that DC Man of Steel level a little bit. And it does it no favors at all because it starts draining the fun. Because Marvel films are supposed to be fun.
And their costumes are bright and fantastic. They're supposed to, like, emerge on this planet as gods. And it was like, it just felt it all felt a little muted. And it made it feel less important.
It really did. It really, really did. Which then is the next step. 90 seconds later, after they have this, okay battle scene, but like, it's cool. Fine, but like, okay, weird. All 8 of them are standing there on a cliff. 8 brand new characters that we now have to learn about, care about, and know more things about them in, before the end of the first act, for us to really care what happens in acts 2 and 3. And guess what they don't accomplish? Making us care about any of them.
Yeah.
Any of them. Because when Selma Hayek all of a sudden is, oh, she's dead. Oh no, like, I'm supposed to care? I only saw 2 scenes with her.
Yeah. They really, and honestly, I would have, like, that was the thing. She was one of the things I was looking forward to about this movie. And it was just like, oh, she's already,
Yeah.
But
the cast was amazing. It's a great cast.
It's a great cast.
Very talented.
Everyone, like, does a good job.
But,
like, King of the North, he looks like a superhero. Like, him as Icarus, I was like, okay, yeah, man. Yeah, but also, like, what's your deal, man? Like, who are these people? What do? You fly and shoot lasers. Okay, and you're in love with that one. What else, man? Anything?
Nope. We don't have time for that. We have 8 other characters we have to get to. There's no time for everybody. There's no time for, it should have been pared down to, like, 5, if even that, because, like, we did Guardians. I think Guardians is a good juxtaposition to this movie.
Yeah.
Brand new characters. No one knows about it. It's in space. We're taking a wild swing at something different in the Marvel Universe. Okay, Guardians, you sure about this? This looks kind of weird. Oh my God, they nailed it.
Well, they focus on Star-Lord.
Yes.
And they focus on Star-Lord as A. B is Gamora. And then you have Drax and Groot and Rocket as, like, C. You get enough that you feel like you get to know them.
Yeah.
And also, them, like, snarking in on things, like, actually informs you a little bit more about their characters. Whereas this was like, I think they tried to treat all of the main Eternals as A characters. And I mean, Cersei was like A+, and Icarus was like, like A, and then everyone else is like A-. And it's just like, God, guys.
There's too much stuff going on.
There's too much stuff.
And I don't care about any of it.
I don't.
Because you didn't give me any hook. Nothing hooked me in this movie. at all. Ultimately, we learn what the Celestials are, right? They're all like kind of sentient-esque robots, built by and given
They're
life
energy
to...
sources. They create life.
There you go. That's a good way of putting it. Yeah, when that reveal happened, I guess somewhere in the middle of the second act, I was like, oh, that's why everyone's acting is kind of wooden. Because they're all kind of acting.
Because they're all robots.
Kind of like robots.
Because they're robots.
Because they are robots. And I don't blame the actors for that. I blame the director for that. Like, these people didn't come off as people. Like, actually, who cared about things and had passions and desires and wanted to do stuff.
And when they did say that they cared about things, it just didn't land.
It didn't land at all!
It didn't land. It's like...
Like, the one with the most the two characters with the most passion in this movie were the actual human characters.
Yeah.
Jon Snow and Kumail's valet, which was probably the best character of the movie. Kumail's valet was the best character in the movie.
Kumail's stuff is the only stuff that actually, like, worked. His arc, like, meeting him on the set and, like, them finding out that it was just, like, that was like, no, that's my grandfather, my great-grandfather, and that's my grandfather, and this is me. And I was like, oh, that's good. I was like, that's interesting. The concept of being immortal is so, like, they didn't spend anywhere near enough time with, like, what have you been doing all this time? Literally, what have you been up to? Like, the little bits we get to be like, oh, well, Sprite created the story of Icarus to piss him off. I'm like, cool, give me more of that. I want more of that. What have you been up to? If you're immortal, you can spend 10 years becoming, like, learning to weave baskets and being the basket master of the 1800s. I don't know. Stuff like that. Fill this world, please. Fill it. Because I just feel like I get the vibe from the Eternals that, like, they're immortal, but they just, like, when they instead of sleeping, they just go into a closet and stare at a wall for a year.
Yeah, that's about it.
Yeah, it just didn't.
They're no one had any joy, any passion, any love. There were no emotions from the main cast except for Jon Snow and the valet, and that's just.
Like, the Gilgamesh stuff was good, but they didn't give it enough time.
No! Because when he dies, it's like, I guess I'm supposed to feel sad
I'm
now?
supposed to be sad.
But I don't feel sad.
The thing is that this movie is really well shot and really well, like, it has a really strong art direction. I just think at the end of the day, that clearly was the focus. And I just feel like some of the emotional truth there just, like, doesn't hold water. Like, I just didn't believe a lot of the actors.
Nope.
And it's not, I don't think, and these are all very competent people who know what they're doing.
Oh, yeah.
But I just didn't buy it.
Nope. Not for a second.
Yeah.
Small tangent. Hey, Marvel films. Can we never mention DC characters in your movies again? Because that just felt wrong.
Well,
like,
it felt
wrong.
It felt really weird. And Adam brought it up on the Uber ride home. He was like, technically it is a running joke in Marvel that DC does exist in the Marvel universe. Yes. And I was like, cool. I was like, they need to write those lines a little bit better then, because for me, it literally just read, oh, this director doesn't know what they're doing. Like, it landed so wrong.
It was tone deaf. You know what I don't need to be reminded of when I'm watching a Marvel film? A DC film. And I'll be honest with you, walking out of this theater, this movie was worse than any of the DC films. Because
I like the Snyder Cut more than this.
Yeah, as much as so many things that the DC films got wrong, and they got so much wrong. Much wrong. This one's worse than the Man of Steel or even like Batman v Superman.
I feel like I got to know Peacemaker more in the new Suicide Squad.
You did!
Than I did.
You know why? Because James Gunn wrote it. I don't know who wrote this movie, but the writer of this movie made some critical mistakes when it came to the script.
Because here's the thing. I think this art style, I think this cinematography, I think like this grand sweeping thing, I think this could have been truly breathtaking if the storytelling was anywhere near as close to where it needed to be.
And just wasn't. Because we didn't have enough time with any of the characters, and we were told too much stuff and not shown too much stuff.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the kind of what the ultimate like problem was with this movie, or the problem in the movie was like, okay, Celestials are a thing, and their whole plan is to like impregnate a bunch of different planets with new little baby Celestials, and they need intelligent life to be on said planet, and then we just suck all their energy from it so to birth a new Celestial. So apparently there's like a butt ton of Celestials out there, right? But they had the deviants out there to like help call not intelligent life so intelligent life would happen. But then, like, oh no, the deviants got out of control, so celestials to go call that herd so the intelligent life could happen. It's a classic problem you have for space gods. I mean, the Green Lantern Corps had the same thing.
Yeah.
It's like, oh no, we did the Manhunters. Oh, they're a little crazy. Green Lantern Corps, go take care of the whatever I just said. Manhunters. So, like, again, I remember that, sure. But that problem, as you mentioned earlier, is too big for the MCU. It's too big. And it's problematic. It's very problematic.
Yeah.
Because we don't need that wrinkle in the universe. Because, and also, a couple months ago, we got the multiverse.
Yeah.
We just got it.
Yeah, it's...
And in Loki's show is like, if you kill me, a much worse version of me is gonna wreck shop on everybody. And they ended it with like a statue of a Kang, the actual conqueror. Like, we are in trouble. And then all of a sudden, oh yeah, but by the way, like maybe a week or so after the events of Endgame, a Celestial was almost birthed from Earth. Yeah, man.
I'm just saying.
No.
I think a giant creature trying to burst out of the planet like that, even if it only makes it a little bit out and then gets turned to marble, I don't believe that, like, the gravitational pull of Earth has not been affected. Like, you're right. I was like, this is insane that this didn't, like, even this little thing, like, even just part of the head and the hand coming out, didn't kill everyone on that side of the planet. Like, the tsunami related to that and the earthquakes, They were like, oh, there's all these earthquakes around the planet, and then they explained why. I was like, those should have been bigger earthquakes. That is nuts.
I saw one commenter. I didn't read too much reviews this morning, but I saw something just passed my eyes. I was like, oh yeah, that's right. Someone mentioned that. Oh yeah, Thanos was right.
Yeah.
Thanos actually helped stop this.
And that's one thing that really frustrates me about. Okay. That's what thing that frustrates me about this movie is that I don't believe that they would not have been ordered to intervene in the Thanos situation. If the entire universe as a whole loses half of intelligent life, you are telling me that the people who are trying to birth new Celestials through the propagation of intelligent life on a planet would not want to get involved in that? Guys. And therein lies my first how you make I think how, from a storytelling perspective, how you fit Eternals better into the Marvel Universe.
Okay.
This movie, I think you keep some of the beginning stuff the same, but then the majority of this film is them realizing, like, what Thanos is doing, and realizing, like, what the fight is, but then realizing they've also been ordered to not intervene in the circumstance, but it's one of those things where Ajax knows what's actually going on, and so they have to intervene. The third act of this movie is them assisting and aiding everyone in fighting Thanos, but not being seen the whole time.
You mean Back to the Future 2 it?
You like retcon this where they're in the background doing things, but they're never seen by anyone because they don't want to get in trouble with the Celestial, because they're like, we're going to help humanity here, but no one can know.
That's a cool idea.
And then you get to the end of the film, and that's when Ajax and Icarus have their conversation. The fact that was a huge plot point, and they didn't
Icarus's turn.
They didn't really fully have. They didn't show the conversation that the two of them had really. Like, they show the aftermath of it, but I was like, why are we not seeing this scene? This is really compelling. The end of the movie, you have like Icarus being like, well, I guess we did it. We didn't get in trouble. And she's just like, oh, they actually, that's what they wanted us to do. And it explains to him what it is. And then she's like, you're going to be the one that's going to have to see this through, because I don't know if I'm strong enough. And then that's the end of the movie. Or The other way the other movie that I'm really
Wait,
interested
so
in
just
seeing,
before you get that, so what your ending is basically there's a ticking time bomb scenario going on. There's a celestial in the core of the Earth.
Yes.
And we're in trouble.
And also Icarus, is Icarus a bad guy now? Are we gonna have to fight him? What's up?
That's a much better ending.
It's like, but also they're in the Marvel universe and they're helping. But like, it's kind of a cool, fun thing because you get to see all your friends. But it's just like, oh, that's what they did. That's so cool.
Because remember, there's a throwaway line that said, Kumail says, Thor hung out with me when he was a kid.
Yeah.
And now he's an Avenger. All right, what was your second point?
Oh, the other way, the other thing that I find really compelling about this movie, if you're going to have Icarus and Ajax have the conversation about like what they're actually doing there, like before they all leave Babylon, I just think this whole movie could have been about Babylon. I think this whole movie could have been just them setting up, them coming to Earth, and getting to Babylon, and then defeating the deviants, and then and then the end of then Ajax and Icarus have that conversation, and then it's like, oh shit, like that's. I just feel like this is such a looming thing to have it happen in the movie. Is so frustrating.
Yeah, because structurally, they try to do too much in this movie because this movie doesn't really have a bad guy.
No.
It just has a ticking time bomb scenario that we only learn about somewhere in the second act. The deviants really aren't an issue in this movie.
No.
And they set it up that like
murdered.
the deviants they're like, these are the ones. They're like, well, we got to stop the deviants. But you already did. One has grown sentience. Really? Did it? Because apparently it was in ice for thousands of years, and then when the climate changed due to the celestial being born,
that was all of a sudden. What point were they trying to make there? Because they were like, "Oh, the climate changed because the demon was getting born." I was like, "So."
Yeah, it was a little. It's a ham-handed way of like trying to have their cake and eat it too.
Well, I don't know. I was just like, so you're trying to tell me that climate change is a hoax movie? Because that ain't it. Like, what do you?
Exactly. Yeah.
This is a serious problem that we are creating. It's not. We don't have a celestial on the planet. We are just being wildly irresponsible. Movie. So,
but apparently, like thousands of years ago, or whenever these deviants were frozen in ice, there was one that evolved to the point where it could absorb celestial powers and then become type of human or whatever.
Sure.
But that wasn't even the bad guy. That was just a side problem.
Yeah.
But like an annoying side problem.
The Angelina Jolie just murked. Like,
which was fine.
Fine.
But like, who cares?
But who cares?
Who cares?
Why
there was
care?
no bad guy in this movie.
And the only character I like, one of the few characters I had affection for. I thought Icarus was cool.
Yeah.
It was cool watching him wreck shop. I liked it. He also, I got to give that actor credit. He flies good.
He does fly good.
That?
Yes.
It felt good. Like, I was just like, yeah, this is how.
I don't know, something where the shoulders back. He looks good with the shoulders back.
It's like
kingly. If you are.
That's they nailed that aspect of it.
They did.
The powers were cool in this movie.
Sure.
All like the gold lines and stuff.
Oh yeah.
I was like, I understand why these people thought these people were gods. It makes sense. Like, but the fact that Icarus like does his heel turn, I was like, oh, he's the one guy I kind of want to. Him and Kumail, I kind of want to see in more stuff. Shoot.
Yep. Well, technically, we don't know if Icarus is dead because it's kind of faded to white.
Well, we know there's an entire foundry where there's literally 1,000 of them.
That's true.
So, also, way to lower the stakes, movie. It was like, oh, there's a bunch of you, and we just keep making you. Awesome.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Great.
This movie was really bad to the point where at the end, so we finish the movie. It's like, yay, it's finally over. Oh wait, we're gonna have an extra credit scene here. Okay. So we get to the ones who went on the ship to go find the other Celestials and tell them what's going on to maybe recruit more I don't know. I guess that was the plan.
Am I supposed to care who Star Fox is?
I don't. Hey, a new character that like, guys, did you seriously think this reveal was a big deal? Because no one knows. Like, I'm again assuming a general public has no idea about the Celestials.
I would love.
And then you're like, oh, the Star Fox. Like, who is this guy? I don't know, nor do I care, but you sure shot it like I should. After a movie I could give two craps about.
I'm just saying, if Celestial showed up that close to our planet, like that,
right?
Those three, I don't believe that humanity wouldn't rip itself to absolute shreds. Like, I don't believe, the entire hemisphere of that planet saw that thing. And then if everyone was like looking into the night sky, they just saw its legs. All hail the leg god.
Well, I mean, we're like, what, a couple weeks, a month or so after everyone got snapped back? So, like, if, like, humanity is just still like, okay, half of us are just gone and now we're back. Oh, now there's a giant space god standing there staring at us? Okay, what is this Earth? Can I get off, please?
Man.
I'm done with this ride.
Yeah.
So, like, that cool after-credit scene of, like, hey, here's his new character, like, I don't know who he is. I don't care what he is. I don't care what this is alluding to. Please just stop.
Could you just, like, handed us, like, Sylvie or Morbius or...
or
White Vision. I don't know. You have all these characters that you built up in these shows. I honestly, when like someone like landed in and we saw like the weird lights, I was like, it's Photon, and I'm here for it. Oh. I don't know why, but yeah. And then it was like, oh, I don't know. Was that Harry Styles? Yeah, no.
Was that Harry Styles?
I'm gonna look that up. I don't want to talk out of pocket here.
And honestly, and it saddens me, I don't care. The credits kept going. And the title card came up saying, "The Eternals will return." And good for him for being in the MCU, I guess, for a character I would assume no one gives a crap about. I don't want any more of this. I would like this to get the Inhumans treatment and just quietly be shuffled to the back corner and never talked about again.
Or just like, can we have Kumail and move on?
I guess. I mean, because seriously, in the next big... whatever threat for the Marvel Universe there is, right?
And Black Knight. I think that's going to be cool.
I don't know anything about Black Knight, but I like him. Jon Snow's great.
Yeah.
He actually had a character, and I was like, oh, I tortured. Do I grab this cool sword? I mean, maybe. Who was the voice? I don't know. I kind of don't care, because if I don't see him again, I don't care. It'd be cool if it's cool, great. But if he's not, I don't care. Because, whatever the next big Universal threat shows up, and we gotta get everybody. All the Marvels are here. Oh, the Fantastic Four showed up. Oh, some of the nascent X-Men are here. Here comes Doctor Strange and some of the multiverse. Awesome. You know who I'm not gonna be excited for? The Eternals to show up. Because you know what? Also, because I don't care, they'll be muted and desaturated from the rest of the characters, and they don't have any cool music.
Yeah.
Because everyone had like a music sting, right? I was like, yeah, here come the Guardians. We're kicking it with some 70s rap. Let's do it. Like Iron Man drops in. We're doing some AC/DC. Oh, the Celestials. Oh, joy, the Celestials are here.
Oh, man.
Yay.
Hope you guys stocked up on chamomile and bran muffins.
The day is saved.
Hooray.
The Celestials. Huzzah.
Hooray.
I mean, Kumail can do kind of a Kamehameha. That's neat.
I'm into that. Yeah, that was cool. He blew that thing's head up.
But that
was good ass.
Yay.
It's valet just having cameras everywhere. That was so cool.
That was great. That was funny. The best part. He showed that character had the most humanity. Which I kind of was was his role, but and good for him, but that's a problem.
Yeah.
For a Marvel film, when your comic relief C character has the most humanity in it.
Because the thing is, if they're not gonna have a lot of humanity because it turns out they're robots in the end, you got to make that a bit. You got to make that a thing.
Yeah.
It's got to be Vision has more humanity than they do, I feel like, at certain points.
Very true.
I don't know. All right, I think we dumped on this movie pretty hard.
This movie is really bad. It saddens me to say it. I can't believe it was made. I can't believe it got through everybody. And this is a great idea to
I
make
can
this
believe
movie.
that it got made.
Really?
I can't believe this script got approved. Because structurally, it's just not awesome.
No.
And for all those people that always leave it in the comments that we're too positive about stuff.
It's so weird. It was so weird that when the credits were rolling, we were talking about the movie and we're just looking at each other like, this movie's bad, right? This movie's real bad.
Yeah, just
because
bored.
Everything about Marvel is great. Even their doubles and singles.
Even the misses. Yeah, they still get on
Iron
base.
Man 3, the Hulk, Captain Marvel were not the best movies, but they definitely had their moments. They were, fun in parts. They had some problems with the script here and there, but it didn't deviate too far from the tone of the overall MCU. This, and even the shows this year have been amazing.
Yeah.
And this is just such a miss.
Yeah. All right. I think we're good.
We're good. Don't see this movie. Wait for it on I almost said Apple Plus. So, you know what? So go watch Ted Lasso.
Yeah.
It'll
make you feel a lot better.
Make you feel better. Oh boy, what did you guys think of this movie? Let us know in the comments below, or hop in our Discord channel where lots of fun, cool people are talking about lots of fun, cool stuff. We'd love to have you join that conversation. The link is down below in our description box. And while you're down there, please like, subscribe, and hit that bell.
Do that YouTube that you do so well. Guacamole's extra, you movie Duncan weirdos, you. Go get them.
Go, or just go.
Save your money.
Just go on that ship and just keep going. Just keep going.
Take Harry Styles with you.
Other videos popping up, right?
Yeah.
Please watch this. We would appreciate it as much as we appreciate you watching this one. We'll see you guys next time.
Bye.